we live?
We're live.
Welcome back, you bunch of animals, to the Track Walk Pod with Peach and Evan, where we talk all wrong opinions on Formula One, dude.
Formula One.
One, dude.
Race weekend.
Race weekend. Coming off the back of the Imola GP. Is this the last one ever?
Ever. The last race ever.
At Imola.
This is it.
This is it, dude.
Who knows? Who really knows? New schedule for us.
Yes.
Sunday nights.
Sunday recording night.
Post-race. Should still be fresh in our little smooth
Fresh
brains.
in our dumb minds.
In our smooth brains. Our heads full of fucking rocks. That way we can avoid Evan's travel for work schedule. And we can give you all the content that you need and desire.
And deserve.
And deserve.
And deserve, people.
Yeah.
What are we... A plug, actually. Go. Do that.
A plug. A plug for what?
Us.
Us. Hey, if you haven't done so already, please go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. It is at Track Walk Pod. I always almost do that because I look at it. There's a only F1 fans official sign up there, and I always look up and I'm like, oh shit, that's not right. But also, follow, comment, like, subscribe wherever you digest your podcast.
It's so easy, dude. Just press the button.
Apple Podcasts, subscribe, like, comment, do all the things.
It's just a button.
At Track Walk Pod.
It's so easy.
Track Walk Pod.
It's so easy, dude.
Do it. Just do it.
Anyways, okay, what are we talking about today?
Excellent plug, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Excellent plug.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we have to talk about the race, right? That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, that's what we mostly talk about.
Yeah. Is Formula One racing.
Formula One racing, dude.
So we will talk about the Imola GP. Talk about some drama in the paddock between this week and last week. There's been some drama.
And we missed it.
And therefore, you all missed it. And you have no idea what's happened. And then also, just to look ahead at what's going on in the F1 world. Talking a little bit more about some change up at Alpine, too. Make sure we want to touch on that.
Yeah, all the stuff.
So without further ado.
Let's crack one.
That's a quick one. Actually, no, before we crack one, where have you been?
Oh. Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Southeast Asia.
And then we were both down and out for the count.
Yeah, sick
both
AF.
Sick as dogs.
I think there's just a bug going around.
Dude, it's gotta.
A sick bug.
I feel like everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, I was sick last week.
Yeah, what the
fuck is that? Or I was
fuck
sick
is
this
that?
week. Sickly place.
Should we
Denver, you nasty.
I know. We should start wearing masks again.
We should.
Everyone.
How was Southeast Asia?
It was cool. It was really cool.
Lived like a king?
You could live like a king there for next to nothing.
Fuck yeah.
And they're all very nice people. And highly recommend. If you're balling on a budget, dude.
Minus the flight.
Yeah, the flight was a grind.
Long ass
Grind.
flight, dude.
Those flights are a grind.
Jeez. Well, we're happy to have you back.
Thanks, dude. I'm happy to be back.
Thanks for coming back.
Back in the old States, dude. I wanted to stay there for forever, but I didn't.
But I couldn't.
I couldn't, dude.
I hear you. Now he's back working.
And working
like a dog.
Hating my life, dude.
Yeah.
Back to hating my life.
But we can be happy here.
We can be happy here. This is my safe space, dude.
Yeah.
My
Should we
safe
crack
space.
one?
Yeah, let's crack one.
You want to get into it?
Let's get into it, dude.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Here we go, everyone.
Go.
That sounded like just a little toot sneaking out of someone's bee.
All right, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Let's talk some racing.
Let's talk some Formula One.
What did you think of the song?
No.
What did you think of the
No.
song, dudes?
No.
What did you think of that song?
We don't do that here.
Okay, well, Imola GP, right off the bat, man. Max Verstappen with the move of the century. They were glazing so hard.
Oh, it was like Chris Collinsworth talking about Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy. I mean, total glaze fest. I mean, it was an incredible
It was
move.
great, right?
It was probably the move of the year so far.
Yeah.
But
just on the outside, let it stick.
Jesus, man. Just
Good for both of them for staying clean.
yeah, usually
You
I thought
yeah.
it was going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Um
Oscar did he did step on the brakes there.
and then trapped George Russell behind Oscar.
Yeah.
And so I thought, dude, if it weren't for Piastri kind of blocking off that, George would have taken that. It would have been a totally different race if Max didn't do that move.
Yeah.
In either
Yep.
Oscar or George. Because George had the slipstream.
Yeah.
He probably would have had a chance at the inside, but then Oscar covered him off.
Yep.
And then he had no idea Max is there. But that would have been a totally different race.
But hindsight being 2022, it's
2020
like,
hindsight.
don't do this to me. The pace in the Mercedes just wasn't there either.
No.
Oscar would have caught him.
It was surprising.
Yeah. I also saw the race. Maybe I just didn't watch it correctly. Because when I came over, I was like, "What'd you think?" I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "You must be an idiot."
Yeah.
He literally said that to me.
It was an awesome race.
Okay.
It wasn't like the best race.
I'm warming up to it.
What changed your mind?
You telling me I'm stupid.
Negative reinforcement works so much better.
You telling me I'm dumb and
Yeah.
that I'm incorrect. You're actually wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, your opinions about it are wrong. Besides the first lap pass, in your opinion, what made it a quality race?
Basically, it was just like a strategy race, and there was plenty of overtaking.
There was.
I mean, a lot of slam dunk moves, but on the straight,
Yeah.
on like the
DRS.
yeah, a lot of slam dunk moves, but it was mostly, I mean, like a lot of teams had like three stops,
Yeah.
and some even 4, I think.
Right.
Maybe not, maybe that's wrong, but regardless,
I don't know. I'm stupid.
right, and and like. I think what needs to happen now is that the proof is in the pudding, FIA/Pirelli. The proof is in the fucking pudding. You use that C6 compound everywhere. You make all of those tires so soft that you can only do 3 laps on them, like PJ said.
Or I was thinking just like change up the whole game. Like, sure, you can still call it a soft, medium, and hard, but like just downgrade them all.
Right.
Just move the scale this way towards softness.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Either that or just make every race a 2-stopper and you have to use every single compound.
Yeah.
Hard, soft, medium.
That would be great. You think that would be great is mandating 3 compounds?
That'd be sick.
That would be.
I don't know what these motorsport purists would think, but in my dumb brain,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would make for incredible racing.
Or we need like a tire gate, like when it was Indianapolis and they still had Michelin tires.
Michelin and
Firestone.
Bridgestone. Bridgestone.
I don't know.
Firestone.
Either of them. But we just need a tire gate again.
Yeah.
Just shake it up a little bit.
Right. Yeah, fuck all of these dorks, dude, being like, let's make the floor more aerodynamic, and let's put front spoilers on the front wings, and let's do all this technical stuff. It's like, no, just make it a mandatory 2-stop race.
Just go back to the basics.
Go back to the basics, bitch.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
Okay, so I guess I've formulated a thought.
Oh.
On my own.
Oh.
Inside of my brain.
Wow.
Maybe it was just because like when I was watching like the race. I lost my train of thought. Maybe it was just because there wasn't like a lead battle
Right.
on track,
Yeah.
an on track lead battle. So maybe that's why when I came in, I was like, outside of the first pass, like there was no real contention up there outside of pit strategy.
Right.
So maybe that's where I came from.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I get it, but
Maybe I've just been spoiled, you know. I've just been over here watching NASCAR since you've been out of town.
is NASCAR doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. You want to hear about it?
Not really.
I knew that. Uh, who is your driver of the day?
My driver of the day was Alex Albon.
Yeah.
Big dick. Threw it on the table. And Charles Leclerc.
What a
God
mega
damn
race.
It. Charles Leclerc like shoves him off. Fine, racing is racing, and by the book, that's
Revin's
technically
racing.
legal. Yeah, technically that's legal, right? But
Mhm.
these, I don't know. Get rid of. Sometimes you just have to use logic and be like, that probably wasn't the right thing to do. Is to like, because didn't it used to be like you have to leave the guy like a car's width
Yeah.
when you're going into a turn together?
Yep.
But now it's just like whoever's first at the apex. Like,
It's their corner.
it's their corner, and
corners aren't for ownership.
yeah,
You can't own a corner.
you can't own a corner, dude. Can't.
No.
It's a lot. I mean, Jesus. But well, that's I just don't understand.
The logic,
Sometimes you just
right.
you just got to use logic and just fuck the rule book and
Yeah.
just say, all right, was that kind of fucked up? Should you probably have not done that?
Yeah.
And like the thing is like P4 means so much more to Alex Albon.
P5.
Was it? No, I think it was Battle for P4
At the time or like finishing?
at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Lewis eventually caught
yeah.
up, right?
I forgot where you were.
Yeah. So this is when Charles pushed him off.
Yes.
That was a battle for P4.
Yeah. And when he cut through.
And he cut through the gravel.
Yeah.
And but it's just like that would have meant so much more to Williams than a P4 would mean to Ferrari. I know the points mean everything to everyone, but Jesus Christ. This is Williams we're talking about here. The team that Claire Williams drove into the ground.
That just catching strays.
And now James Vowles is... Now, I got to make a public apology to James Vowles.
What'd you say?
I don't know. Last year when...
Oh, you were shitting on him.
I was shitting on him.
I think you were calling him a nerd left and right.
He is, though.
Yeah, but he's a smart human.
Yeah, James Vowles is father of all nerds.
Oh, you were... It was
Daddy
when,
of nerds.
It was when you were shitting on him for saying hello to everyone in the factory. I think that's what you were doing. Just like he was like a rank and file employee. He's like, "Oh, good morning. Top of the day." I think that's what you were shitting on him for. I don't know. You're like this fucking nerd. Like,
I also remember I was shitting on him for like we need to do better. He's like, we need to do better. This is just not acceptable.
you called him like a spreadsheeter too, I think.
Maybe. Regardless. But yeah, he was saying, we need to do better.
Yeah.
And this is just not acceptable performance by the team and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you do it then. Stop talking. I've heard this same speech over and over.
Well, obviously now he did do it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm making a public apology to James Vowles. And when you hear this, James, just know that I am so sorry.
And yeah, remember from what he said before too. You heard that episode as well, James.
Yeah. Listen, but I get it. Bullying Alex Albon off the road was very rude, dude.
Yeah.
By the book, I'm sure. But I guess eventually he gave it back, right?
Yeah, he did.
And then Lewis came charging in.
He did.
Almost scooped a podium from Piastri.
Driver of the day for me is Lewis.
Really?
I get P12 to P4.
That's fire. Yeah. In Imola. Okay.
In Imola, where also I didn't see like a lot of it because I can't read.
Yeah.
But apparently, like the Italian media was just glazing Lewis too.
Oh, I'm sure
all
they
weekend.
were. Right. Of course they were.
They're all like Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. So your driver of the day is Lewis.
Yeah.
Any runner-ups that you can think of?
I think I would say Albon. I think Uh, if you could give it off of one pass, it would be Max, but also Lando's charge back
Yeah.
kind of gives him some flowers too.
There we go. Yeah, Lando. Jesus Christ. He's in emo era for sure.
He is.
Lando is in his emo era.
He's all up in the fields.
But also, what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
they were in the cool down room after the race, and I mean, you could hear in the background, Oscar was like, "Dude, if Albon would have made that move on Leclerc, he's like, I would have been dusted. He was like, I would have been fucked."
Oh, if he wouldn't have slowed him down just
Yes.
by that,
Yeah.
Yes, I remember
Because he would have
that
been
now.
in clear air. Oscar's tires were fucked.
Yeah,
Fucked. So, yeah, shitty by Leclerc. By the book though,
that would have been crazy,
that would have been nuts.
and probably Albon keeps that podium because Lewis gets stuck behind
Leclerc.
Yeah.
Or Piastri.
Oscar
Yeah.
for at least a little bit.
Yeah, right.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
Just a Williams podium.
That would be insane.
It'll happen.
Do you
Will
think
it
it'll happen this year?
Ooh.
Should we put a bet on it?
Dude.
Should we put some action on that?
I don't know. I'm bad at this. I still owe for my fuck up or for my incorrect guessing last year. I think we'll just chalk it up that you won.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
We could do Rock Band.
Okay.
A full night stream of Rock Band. Folks, I
12-hour
swear to
stream.
God, Evan looked like George Pickens by the time we were done playing Rock Band.
I was sleeping.
You remember his draft day pick?
No.
George Pickens?
No.
When he was looking like the lizard man, he had like the full buff thing on his head or whatever. Like, and he was standing in front of the TV, he was just like this. That was you by the end of the night. After just 5 straight hours of drinking and Rock Band.
That was fun though.
That was great.
Yeah.
Great evening.
That was fucked up.
That was fun.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, the only other noticeable things or I guess I will admit too that I think that late safety car kind of took some wind out of the sails on the race for me.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
I think I was sitting there and I was just like, can we just race again?
Yeah.
So I think it maybe took a little wind out of the sails for me.
I hate how laps count during the safety car.
In any racing series, it counts.
I know, and we've talked about this before, and that's what you said last
Ad
time.
nauseum.
I hate it.
I know you do.
I hate it.
Do you think? I don't know what I was gonna ask. Like I was gonna say, do you think like they adjust the number of laps to go to account for laps under?
Like
safety
soccer,
car?
like you add more laps.
Yeah,
to the
there's
end
an
of it?
additional time.
Yeah. No?
An additional 3 laps.
Shit.
Well, I mean,
Sprint lap?
NASCAR does it. They do overtime if there's a safety car within like 5 laps of the end of the race.
Oh.
So they add green flag, white flag, checkered flag. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go.
2 laps.
One more lap to go.
Yeah.
Checker flag.
I don't hate it.
Listen to us, people.
We're just
We have the best ideas.
solving world hunger.
Screaming into a microphone.
Yeah, I think literally every time I look down there, I'm like, we're just busting out.
Blowing out
yeah.
speakers, dude. Blowing out speakers right now.
Yeah.
Oh, championship back on, though.
It is. Truly.
What is the spread?
I got you. One moment. Hold, please.
Under pressure. Under pressure.
Fuck.
Under pressure.
It is Oscar, 146.
Okay.
Lando, 133. Max, 124. That is
Damn,
tight.
dude. Championship back on. Daddy Oscar just way out in front. Ice man.
I mean, he's still in a reachable distance. I mean, that's like
That's one race, right?
that's
away
one
from Lando?
That's one DNF.
Well, that's also one first and second
Yeah,
for Lando, right?
yeah.
Well, that's what this was
and-
best case scenario for Max, right?
And I mean, assume he has 150. I guess in my head, I'm like, assume Oscar has 150,
Hmm.
and Max has 125. Like that's one race there too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess. I
Right?
mean, you
25
just
points,
you
right?
just added 1 point to each of them.
Yeah.
Why don't we just keep the points?
I know, but it's in. I mean, it's like it's one race between the three of them.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
super tight.
It is.
And we didn't talk about it because you were gone gallivanting. Uh, but I literally was sitting there watching the Miami GP, and I'm like, Evan and I just talked about this. If Oscar wins this race, is he crowned the title favorite? Does the papaya rules move more towards Oscar's favor? Do you
Yeah.
remember that from the week
Yes.
before?
Yeah. Yes, and he is now. And
He's the
but
favorite son, and Lando's still like, "Hey, I'm here,
remember me, Dad? Zach?
guys."
Daddy Zach?
Right?
And Zach's like, ugh,
Ugh.
ugh. My favorite son is Oscar now. Um, but
but
so Max is 8, 7, 5, 9 points off of Lando.
math, nice.
Yeah, dude. And then what is that? 13 points off of Oscar. 16.
Sure.
Okay, but regardless, this was best case scenario for Max today.
Oh, right.
Because Oscar and Lando, if without the papaya rules, they're going to be picking points
Off of each other.
all
Yes.
day. So if Oscar would have gotten second, that lead would be significantly higher.
It's 3 points.
No, from first to second, I think it's like 26 and like 16 or something.
No, it's not.
Look it up.
No, it's not.
Look it up.
I will.
Hurry up.
I'm going.
Go.
I'm going.
It's like 26 and 18 points in F1.
I don't know. We'll see what it does.
Okay.
Hey, 25, 18, 15, 12, 10.
That's what I said.
8, 6, 4, 2, 1. It's not what you said. You said 26 and 16. That's
close.
10 points.
It's close.
That's
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
That is 7 points.
I guess the
What?
what is that? 18 and 15? Wow, that's a significant gap from first to second.
Yeah.
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 Anywho, we are off the rails, dude.
What
Off
are we
the
even
rails.
fucking talking about?
I don't even
And what are we
remember.
arguing about?
I don't know. I feel like we just argue about anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't really matter.
It said it was like it's probably just because it was Ferrari fans that were in the stands that it's like that it said feral fans.
I hate that word feral when people say feral.
It just
It's like
makes
one of my
you
biggest pet
irrationally-
peeves. Well, it's just like, oh, you're a stupid person.
Yeah.
You use the word feral.
Yeah.
You're a stupid person.
Would this be one of your top destinations to see a race?
Imola?
Because it would be for me. Just
Mm.
I'm not like genuinely Italian, but my family's Italian, so
Okay.
it would be
Dove
One of my-
i ragazzi?
it would be
I ragazzi parmigiano.
there you go. It would be on the top of my list.
For places to go.
Yeah. What
Well,
about you?
I think it's the cheapest one to go to.
Is it really?
I think paddock passes are like $5 to $6 or something like that.
I can afford that. Maybe. No.
That's a lot of fucking money.
I don't think I can. Having thought about it, I thought you were saying
It's not $500 or $600.
What's the exchange rate on that? Maybe I could play the exchange rate a little bit
Yeah.
and be able to afford it.
Yeah. But yeah,
Spa's up there for me.
Spa would be cool. Silverstone would be so sick.
Yeah.
Silverstone would be cool.
But I feel like this is a good segue into that there's no contract at Imola moving into next year
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna
and
figure
years and
something out.
beyond, right?
I don't know. They're saying that they're gonna, because Miami is locked in until 3010,
Yeah.
and Vegas
By then-
is to 2030, I think.
By then we'll probably have like 50 followers.
Right.
By the time Miami expires.
Yeah, 50 followers at this rate. Maybe we just need to be better at this.
Oh,
I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
No, it's you. You guys are the fucking problem, not us. You guys are the problem. Um,
And then they also, I mean, I think they want to expand to other markets and probably not have 2 races in Italy.
why though? It is like motorsport heaven.
I know.
I think if you're gonna have 2 races in a place, it should be Italy of all places.
Why
Let it,
not?
I mean, like,
Why not the UK?
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't. It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Seems gross there.
I was gonna
They
say.
talk all weird.
I was gonna say. Isn't the Nuremberg Ring? Is that in Germany?
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of the Nuremberg Ring, did you see that? Like there was
Franz.
What?
Franz Herman.
What about it?
Do you know who that is?
No.
It's Max.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that he went under like an alias.
So dumb.
That like he set a or a course record or something.
Mhm.
That's what I just wanted to bring that up. Show that we're in the know.
Yeah.
We're fucking.
We
in the
saw it
know.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about it, but we didn't watch it.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about it. But yeah, I guess he set a lap record.
Race in Africa.
Dipped. Yeah, a race in Africa would be sick. Didn't they used to race in Africa?
They used to have a South African.
GP.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't
Remember
know.
when they raced in Russia?
That's a fun track
And then when Russia decided to start a war?
to wage war
I
on Ukraine.
I
And
can't
now
remember-
they're just killing each other with drones and stuff.
Is it Korea that they had a track set? Did they ever race in Korea? Or was I thinking of Vietnam?
No, they were in North Korea racing.
No, they weren't. Shut up. I think it was Vietnam. That
Were they? Nam?
No, I don't think they had they were planning to build a track there or something.
I don't know.
Mhm. Cool. Dude, this is such a great conversation.
Such a
Thank
good
you.
convo.
Thank you for participating. Fucking asshole.
Well, okay, but they're bringing in another race in Spain. But I guess they're getting
Yeah.
rid of the Spain, like the what's the circuit now? In Spain,
I don't know.
they're getting rid of that one, and they're doing a
in
street track in Spain.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
They're in Barcelona. Yeah.
Barcelona.
And now they're doing a street course?
Yeah, remember?
That'll be cool.
And there's like a roundabout in there.
Yeah.
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 What other hot news? There was a lot of hot news that happened. Are we done with the race, by the way? Yeah. I think so.
I guess. Oh,
We didn't talk
Fernando
about
Alonso.
Yuki's huge crash.
Yuki's huge crash.
That was
That
crazy.
second
Like,
Red
all
Bull-
of those angles were like, the car just snapped.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
was gone.
Gnarly. It just goes to show how fucking safe those cars are, dude. It's crazy.
Well, I thought you were going to say that it just goes to show that the second seat in Red Bull is cursed.
Second seat in Red Bull is
Like,
cursed.
eventually it's going to take someone's life.
Eventually, but dude, awesome recovery drive from Yuki.
Yeah.
What was it? He started from the pit lane,
Yep.
ended up in 10th.
I believe so, yes. Without looking.
I think it was 10th,
I think it was
maybe
10th.
even 9th.
I guess I'll look.
Look, and then
I will.
Fernando Alonso finishing just outside of the points,
Uh-huh.
claiming that he's the unluckiest racer to ever live.
P10.
P10. Fernando Alonso, P5, going for the gamble and qualifying on the mediums, him and Lance. I think they were in P5, P6,
Yep.
and then somehow just dropped down the fucking order like rocks.
The unluckiest driver who has 3 world titles.
2.
2.
5 points away from 5 world titles,
Yeah, I saw that post too.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, this whole year,
But saying I'm the unluckiest driver, it's a bit dramatic, Fernando.
I mean, he's in the... I guess. I don't know if he meant that literally,
Yeah.
but I get it. He got fucked. And then,
I don't know if it's on the drive. I mean, is it on the strategy or is it on the driver?
I guess both.
Like they just fell like fucking.
Also, the
they
car
fell like
is
stones.
ass.
Right.
The car is ass.
Like, why wouldn't you come in and be like, "Hey, it was a mega," you know, how they're always like, it was a mega push or whatever, mega performance to get to P5 in qualifying, but we kind of knew we were fucked.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say that?
Well, either way, Adrian Newey, man. You know, I heard.
I've told you.
Listen. I've seen stuff that he is nowhere to be found right now.
Really?
Yes.
I did not see
He's
that.
not answering work emails. He's
You're
not
lying.
answering. I swear to God.
You're lying.
Swear to God.
No, we just took the bag and ran.
No. I think the whole they're like he's working on like the 2026 car and doesn't want to be bothered or something like that.
Yeah. He's just like holed up. He's gone like full darkness retreat.
Yeah.
Just Jedi mode.
And it's like, hey, just like one little note, please. Like, what could we're
Do you mind just putting your out of office on?
right that right, but also like help us, dude, a little bit for this car.
I mean, you said it at the beginning, like you said, he's allegedly just focusing on 2026. Fuck it. There's nothing to be salvaged here. Like, what does it matter? What does the help
well,
this
if
year
you
matter?
look at it this way, right? Like, if you look at it this way,
Yeah,
you're trying to lure Max Verstappen in,
true.
right?
What better way than to tout how many hours you've spent on next year's car, though? That's my thought process.
Yeah, but like if you're sitting there and you're like,
my chest.
you're really gonna jump like, 6 places in the constructors battle.
True.
You know
You're
what
like,
I mean?
You wanna take a nosedive 6 spots backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
But just again, for a bag, I don't think Max Verstappen has plenty of fucking money at this point. But then
again, to play the opposite side, it's like I'm just trying to think of how to compare this, right? It's like I'm just going back to, well, we can show you all of the development and all of the research we put into 2026, like, because the 2025 car doesn't matter for the future. Does that make sense?
But it shows proof they're moving forward in progression.
True. I mean, if I'm him, it's like, well, let's see what 2026 does, and then we'll talk in 27.
Well, there's also like a rumor that Max is just going to take a sabbatical for a year and just see who's the best team.
That's kind of wise.
Right? And just be like, fuck not winning.
Yeah.
Let me just quit for a second and see who's the best, and then I'll just kick out whatever driver.
That's kind of wise. I mean, you're going into a new era. It's kind of like a toss-up.
Yeah, it's going to be a coin flip for everyone.
Right. It's because the last time there was a huge technical change,
and Red Bull just dominated.
Well, I was thinking even further back, like it was like when Seb won with Red Bull.
Oh.
And then the change happened, and it was like, oh, Mercedes just figured it out and ran away with it for 10 years. Or however many years.
Yeah, and they're saying that this is going to be an engine formula, right? So they're saying Mercedes is going to have the hot shit with the engines. They're going to be miles ahead of everyone else. But they're also saying like these new regulations are starting to be like a logistical fucking nightmare.
Really?
Yes. There's so many problems.
I'm sure.
I mean, like, we're,
sure, like the technical aspects of everything too. Like, I could only imagine having like to, not even speaking about like logistics in regards to traveling, but logistics for like, hey, these are your team deadlines to get things figured out, or to research, or to report back what you find. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Full-time fucking job.
Obviously.
Fuck that.
Well, obviously.
Full-time job, dude. That sucks. That sucks, dude.
Your boy's gone.
Who?
Jack.
Doing. And Flavie.
And Flavie, just the criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's a criminal, like in the sense of what? What are you turning your head about?
I don't know. Flavie's back in. You know how I feel about that old school shit that people like that Helmut Marko brings. Like calling Hadjar a pussy, like that kind of shit. It's just a different sport.
We don't need that. Are you saying like we don't need that shit? Like
well,
we don't
need
really, these old like grumpy fucks,
right?
To just ho hum everything and be like, you can't do that. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah. Just shit like that. Like we're men in this sport.
We don't cry.
Shit like that. And I feel like he brings that old school shit, which and I told you about this. I played, ball, and like my college coach was, he played for LSU back in the day.
Back in the good old days.
And he won a ring with LSU back in
Yeah.
like the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he still like he brought that 70s like
Same mindset.
same
Can't
like
have fun.
same mechanics.
Yeah.
And it's just like the game has changed, dude.
I feel like that's the same as like my brother when he played at Purdue. Their head coach was just so old school, like they were not good. And like as a punishment, he took the heaters out of the dugout. Like
That's insane.
like they couldn't stand on the top rail or something
I
in
saw
the dugout, or like there was no celebrating. Where it's like now, where the sport is and like where Formula One is, it's like it's great to see everyone have fun.
Right.
It's great to see that competitive fire, like people being upset or
and
people,
drivers being friends.
Yeah.
And like
right. That's where I'm going with it. Is
Right.
like times have changed. I guess I just didn't realize he was that old school. I just focused on the Crashgate stuff.
Listen, I don't like the old school shit, but Flavi, I commend you for cheating and winning. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, dog. Jesus. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
How are your ears?
They hurt.
I
Bleeding.
agree. Yeah, I agree. Is he like a grumpy old butthead like Helmet?
Yeah,
Is he really?
He is.
Fuck.
Yeah, he sure is.
Damn.
Well, just the same thing with like doing. They give him 5 races. And
Did you see? Isn't Calapinto's like 4?
Yeah, but they said there was like some kind of thing that came out that they were like, if he's not like crashing the car, Exhibit A today or yesterday in qualifying, crash the fuck out of his car. If you're not crashing the car, and if you're like
us money,
and you're scoring points and something else, then he can drive for however long he wants here. And I was like, what a switch up from doing.
But that's also like just setting up for failure. Like he's obviously going to crash. When is he ever going to be in the points?
Yeah.
Like that's just that team's fucked.
And again, like I said, Colapinto's not the safest pair of hands.
Oh, golly, no. That team is fucked.
I don't know. Allegedly, Pierre Gasly's saying that they're going to be battling for the championship next year.
Everyone says that.
I know, but they are switching to a Mercedes engine. And honestly, they aren't looking like too terrible this year. They've made a huge jump from the start of last year to the...
last year, right.
From the start of last year
They
to
were driving
now.
a fucking school bus last year.
Straight up.
But this year, not as much of a school bus.
Right. So, take that in stride. I don't know.
Take that with a grain of salt.
There you go.
Put all my money on red. Alpine
all my
red.
Money on red, dude.
Okay. Question for you.
Okay.
You haven't seen any of it, or you said you didn't hear any of it, but Christian Horner rumored that he's going to be out as team principal at Red Bull.
Listen, man.
All I saw was, and I'll give you my first point. All I saw, or maybe read a little bit more, was it's just Helmut Marko doing Helmut Marko shit.
Right. And
just stirring the pot.
But yeah, I have seen somewhat rumors of like Horner not staying there. There was also rumors that Ollie Oakes was taking his job. Was on the board for it.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, I love joking about Christian Horner, but
you can't do any better.
You can't. This dude started as day one, and this guy has 8 championships.
Yeah.
Under his belt, and like one somewhat of a rocky year after 4 in a row.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there and be like, "This guy isn't our guy."
Yeah, you're on the hot seat.
Like what the fuck?
Ridiculous. And two, it goes back to like you saying, we don't need these grumpy old fucks in like heading teams.
Yeah.
I see him. I mean, obviously, I have more affinity to Toto, But like I see him and Christian in the same vein. Like they're not young anymore, but they're still young and like energetic, and they bring a youthful energy to the sport
Yeah.
that it needs.
Right.
Like it doesn't need. And same with James. Same with James Vowles. Like maybe he's not as good of a people person or like as good in press conferences, but he's young.
James?
Yeah.
He's incredible in press conferences.
I mean, just like a little bit too nerdy,
Nerdy.
sometimes.
A little
I
bit too
think,
nerdy.
is what I'm
Little bit
saying.
too
He's
nerdy.
not as charismatic as like Toto.
Right.
Right.
Or Zach Brown. Zach Brown's also a good
Same
character
thing.
in the
I
sport.
would put them all in the same playing field of like this is what the sport needs.
But also look at how it correlates to success as well. Like it's not just by chance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That these leaders of these teams are, like you said, like young and energetic and
hungry and competitive.
exactly.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like it needs to be done this way. This is how it worked back in the 40s. It should work now.
And by God, it's gonna work now. No, but also too, like you saying that reminded me as well. Is like they relate to the drivers. The drivers are only getting younger. They have to understand each generation that's coming in, the new talent that's coming up on the teams, whether it's mechanics or engineers or whatever kind of folks they have in the factories too, are young.
Yeah.
And they have to be able to connect and build a culture that fits this generation.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Or else you just flounder.
You flounder, dude.
And I'm just spitting truth.
And like, I don't know, Alpine's a fucking nightmare too. I mean, how many team principals have they had in the last 3 years, dude?
I saw it on like Instagram
It's like
the other day.
8 or something like
crazy.
that.
Like Otmar and
Just knew one.
But even before, like when they were Renault, it was
Cyril.
Yeah,
Cyril.
AlphaTauri or whatever.
Cyril, Otmar,
There's a couple in there.
Ollie Oaks,
Yeah.
and then 5 more or something like that.
Right. It's just no stability.
Zero.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things too. Is like stability or like instability is a killer.
Yeah. And listen, like, yeah, Renault has some pedigree and they do have success in the sport, but like,
They're also French.
yeah, gross. But like, dude, like you're not a Red Bull. Like you're not in the spot where you're like a Red Bull where you can do shit like that.
Right.
The thing that the team needs is again like stability
and someone to build around.
Right. And like I just don't. I mean, like, yeah, Flavi's a legend.
But he's gonna die.
Wow. I mean, we're all gonna die, but yeah, wow. What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess okay. All right, the parallel, and I think where you're going with it. What the hell?
Oh no.
I think where you're going with it, or the parallel too, is like it's really hard. I guess my mind goes to University of North Carolina football. I feel
Bill
like
Belichick.
it's going to be
24-year-old dude.
Well, I feel like it's just going to be really hard to build a program or continuity around Bill Belichick, who will probably be there for 2 or 3 years.
Just grabbing a bag and running.
And then you have to reset after that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think that's what Alpine needs right now. It's just a bunch of turbulence.
Yeah.
They need
And a bunch of old grumpy guys.
a bunch of old grumpy guys will drive you into the fucking ground.
And also, I think one of the biggest things too, like you said, instability, but also like lack of comfortability.
Yeah.
Like having a driver think that every mistake and every move is going to be his last is
Like-
not a place you want to be in.
Like the second Red Bull seat.
Exactly. It's not
I mean-
a place you want to be in.
Yuki's already on the hot seat
I know.
at the moment.
Poor
Like there's
guy.
already talks about Hajar.
He's like, "Can I go back, please?"
I don't know. I'm sure Yuki likes it, but like, I don't think Hajar wants that fucking seat.
It's cursed.
Yeah,
It's cursed.
He was probably like, I hope someone else picks me up before
Yeah.
I have to get called to that second Red Bull seat.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Is Monaco this coming weekend?
Mm-hmm.
It
Triple
is?
header.
Yeah. Sprint.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, it is always on the same. It is always on the same weekend as the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
I'll be in
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
Indy. Really?
I'm going to the 500.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's next week.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just,
leaving Thursday.
You just threw that out there?
Did you want to go? Should I have invited you?
No, I'm saying
I feel like a bad friend.
I'm saying
I feel like a bad friend. Why haven't we haven't done this for 2 weeks?
I know, but I'm saying...
Well, just say it. Tell me.
You, God, dude.
What do you want to tell me?
That... You were like, oh, Monaco is this week? Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to the Indy 500 in 3 days.
I'm from Indianapolis.
What does that have to do with anything?
I feel like you're saying like this is crazy. You have no plans. You have nothing planned out. You're like, oh, by the way, I'm going to the Indianapolis 500. No, I'm going to stay with my folks. We have tickets. Like, Jack is going with us. What do you want from me?
All right, it's just a crazy thing to just like slip under the door because I mentioned Monaco.
I don't know what you want from me. I fly out Thursday. What do you want from me?
Whatever.
I
Where are you sitting?
So the pagoda is the big time score thing in Indianapolis. We're sitting on the same side as the pagoda on the front straightaway.
Cool.
I wanted Jack to see like all the fanfare and stuff.
Nice. Are you close?
Yeah, decently.
Do you think a car is gonna crash into you?
I fucking hope not. Golly, don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. No, I don't think so. We're like behind the pits too, which is pretty sick.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. But back to the topic at hand. Is Monaco, is it just qualifying and then you're done?
Well, dude, basically this whole fucking year is basically just a qualifying formula.
Right.
All of it.
Except for today.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, whoever gets pole position is
At
gonna
Monaco,
is gonna have clear air. I mean, Monaco or anything else,
Yeah,
but
true.
like pole position is king here.
Right.
Just because being behind someone will just shred your tires to pieces.
Yeah.
So if you're in clean air, it's fine. You're gonna be fine.
You're fine.
Everything's fine.
Okay. Question for you. Fun question.
Oh.
Who's going to crash and how are they going to crash?
In Monaco?
Yeah, Evan's going to go fucking full send and be like, oh, they're going to crash into the bay.
Strapped to the car.
Yeah.
They can't get him out.
Jesus Christ.
Anywho.
It's the opposite of Romain Grosjean.
Yeah, dude. Drowned. Oh my god. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Who's going to crash?
Sergio Perez.
Yeah. Is he?
Right after turn 1.
Sergio Perez.
Mhm.
Who doesn't race for anyone.
I'm just referring to last year.
Oh, I thought you were testing
Remember,
me.
that was the craziest. That was one of the craziest crashes of last year.
I thought you were testing me.
No, his car was in shambles, dude.
Yeah.
It was just him in the pod.
Yeah, he's just like, where
there
the
was no
fuck is the car?
around him. It was just a cockpit. That's all it was.
What is casino? No, nobody would ever crash at Casino Corner. It's too slow.
Let's see. I'm gonna go turn 1,
Turn 1
and I think
at the beginning of the race.
No, I
No?
think this is gonna be I think this is gonna be in qualifying, and I think there's gonna be a crash at turn 1 by. Fernando or Colapinto.
All right. I'll say same turn 1. I'm just going to guess that it'll be on the first lap of the race. I think Lance will be involved, and I think Pierre will be involved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a call.
Thanks. What if it happens?
That'd be crazy.
Putting money on it.
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
Charles.
Oscar.
Probably Oscar.
Oscar's going to put in a great lap
Listen,
qualifying,
listen,
and he's
listen.
just going to be off to the races.
Are they good in slow corners? I feel like they're not. They're not good in medium corners, right?
Yeah, but a slow corner is
They're
not a
good.
medium corner.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
But also,
We're not technical here, dude.
We're not
What are you
technical,
fucking
dude.
trying to do?
I know. Sorry. I think the car doesn't matter as much there. And Charles Leclerc has been fighting for pole almost every single year.
Yeah.
So I think
I can see that. Yeah.
I think Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc or Oscar.
I think Oscar.
But you can't count out Max, dude.
I know.
Motherfucker.
Fuck.
I know.
Well, we're
Max,
gonna find
Oscar,
out.
Charles. Maybe that's a podium.
All right.
Shit.
Let's see.
Shit.
Let's see. Well,
Do we have anything else?
I don't know. Any housekeeping that you'd like to take?
We're still in the middle of a rebrand.
Yeah, we are.
We're still in the middle of getting more equipment.
Yeah, we are.
And
We've been saying it for years.
We do like lying to you people. So
We do.
when that's going to happen,
Who
could
the fuck
be next
knows?
week, could be in 3 months.
Like Sarah says, you know, if I say I'm going to do a project, she's like, well, that means there's going to be 3 more power tools, and you'll probably get to it in 3 to 5 business years.
Right. We'll get around to it.
It applies here.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Also, we're looking for an intern. If you
know
anyone
anyone.
in college, in the Denver area, the greater Denver area, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you're in marketing or
Broadcasting,
broadcasting,
producing,
communications,
we'd love to have you.
we'd love to have you on.
All right. Well, it was good seeing you.
Yeah, it was all right seeing you.
See you never.
See you never, dude.
All right. Well, everyone, go follow.
Only F1 fans official on Instagram.
No. Go follow Track Walk Pod
Pod.
on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok,
TikTok.
and follow our YouTube page. You know, subscribe to the podcast, like, comment, do whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Also, go sign up for Grid Rival using the code OnlyF1 for, I think, $200 in free picks.
Let's fucking go betting. All right.
Gambling in F1. All right, people. That's it from us.
Thanks, dudes.
Love you. Bye-bye.